it's Tim.
And it's Amy from GoWithLess. We're really glad to see you. 2 weeks ago, we went into detail about 2019 and our health insurance coverage. We promised a video today that talked about our ongoing health coverage for 2020. So it is not the most exciting topic, but it is the question that we are asked more than anything else in our early retired life. So we are going to address it. Plus, we're going to be nomads in 2020. So there's a much higher level of detail going in to our next year.
Yep, we come out with a new video every Wednesday. Please be sure and subscribe and hit the little notification bell so that you'll be notified every time we come out with a new video. Also, be sure to give us a thumbs up. And with that, let's get going.
Looking forward, we kind of have our year broken into two halves. We're going to be in the United States, though nomadic, for the first 5 months of the year. And starting roughly June 1st-ish, we have an international life from then on. We're planning to be out of the country for 10 months every single year, starting June 1st. So we are needing a plan that accommodates us for 2 months in the U.S. when we come back to visit and 10 months around the world.
Luckily, one of the things that we found with these international plans is that, number one, you can have coverage starting anytime you want. So if we need coverage starting June the 1st, we can start on June the 1st. The downside of this coverage is that you can't have coverage until you plan to leave the country. And so the plans that we found suggest that we have to be starting to be out of the country 30 days after we sign up for coverage.
We've already been looking into this for quite some time, but it is way premature. And we are looking at this to start somewhere in May of 2020. Things change. And for the plans that we're considering, we will need to undergo underwriting. So we're going to have a full assessment and understanding of our health issues and our past health history for them to even quote us a rate. So we're kind of having some plans of what we're going to do. What we would like from our audience is for those who have already used some sorts of these, like international healthcare plans, we're having some trouble finding reviews online. The reviews online kind of talk about how easy it was to sign up and how the people were very thorough, kind of positive things signing up. But the other side of when people are actually trying to file a claim, the reviews kind of turn a little bit sour. And that's across the board for like every single company in the insurance business. And maybe that's just how insurance goes.
The challenge that we found with the reviews is that they don't review the specific plan we're looking to sign up for. So all of the insurance companies provide a wide variety of solutions, including coverage for people that may be coming to the United States from another country. And so all the reviews tend to talk about things that we don't have any interest in terms of filing a claim. So we're still really trying to figure out what the right solution is June 1st forward. However, we have made a decision about the first of the year, and it's a little bit iffy, but we've decided we're going to go forward with this. And this is, we are going to do away with our ACA plan. So we're not going to have an ACA plan. What that means to us is that I will not have my spine covered until maybe even for the entirety of the year, but
maybe ever.
But starting January the 1st, my spine will not be covered by insurance. The nice thing about ACA plans is they cover pre-existing conditions. As we talked about 2 weeks ago, we have Liberty Health Shares, which covers everything for both of us except for my spine. So we were on Choose FI a few weeks ago, and thanks to a listener to the Choose FI podcast, we found out about a solution that exists in Oklahoma where it's a surgery center and they list all their pricing on their website. The trick here is that you have to be paying out of pocket. You have to be paying cash for the solution. You can't have insurance. The surgery that I had 3 years ago, it looks like it cost about $10,000 if I had to have this surgery repeated again. So this actually changes the dynamics of our planning because this is somewhat affordable, crazily so, in terms of what things cost. And so the idea that I could have this surgery for $10,000, it's much more cost effective than the $50,000 that I think that the insurance company paid for when I had this surgery in the past.
What that means is the first 5 months of the year, we're going to go with Liberty Health Shares. That is going to include us for everything in the United States except for Tim's back. If Tim needs any back like surgery, I guess it is. Either we're going to be paying out of pocket for whatever he's going to be doing, but it's going to be paid out of pocket. And the fact that we found an affordable surgery option while we're in the United States gives us, I guess, an option and a way to go. Now, he did get an MRI, paid out of pocket for that a few days ago, and we're going to try to do what we can to get a little physical therapy maybe so that he doesn't need any more back treatment.
Yes, certainly we have no desire, I have no desire to actually have this surgery. It's just if we have to have it, it's very expensive. Now that we have a solution where we can make this happen in a relatively affordable way, and also we're assuming that this is going to be even more affordable when we go abroad. Don't know that for sure. We'll have to investigate that as we travel. But at least it's something that allows us to go forward where we don't have to pay for an ACA plan.
Yeah. So there we go with our affordable, maybe $349 monthly Liberty Health shares. Our deductible is $1,750 for a calendar year. So we'll just continue on that through May 31st. I don't know if we'll continue past then, because what we're looking at is an international health plan called IMG. I know a whole bunch of our viewers use IMG. We've looked at all kinds of providers. We've looked at GeoBlue, which was really expensive. We've looked at Azimuth. It looks kind of the same as Azimuth. So we're curious, if you are somebody who's doing the kind of life that we're looking to do, you're a US citizen, what have you already signed up for? Have you used it? What have been your experiences? So there are a lot of different options, and it's very overwhelming, but I think we are gonna go with this IMG global plan. The thing is that we do have to do this underwriting, and again, his back might be excluded.
Yeah, and that's true here in the States or potentially abroad when we do the IMG Global. So we probably expect that when we go through underwriting, they're going to give us a similar sort of thing where there's going to be a rider that says, we'll cover you for everything except for your spine. So the nice thing is that we do have an affordable way to address it if I need to have identical surgery to what I had 3 years ago.
And with IMG, we're able to opt for several months of coverage in the United States whenever we come back to visit. So it is possible that we're just going to continue with that plan. We're kind of on the fence about that because it's still premature. We were hoping to have an answer here for our year, but we realized that we really can't do that. Now, one thing that I do want to mention is that we are looking at working with a broker. What we understand, and I hope that our audience will correct us if we're wrong, is that the broker doesn't add any fee at all. So our health insurance won't cost us anymore because we're working with the broker, but they say that they are an advocate for us to get paid. So we're also curious, have you worked with a broker for any of these plans? And what are your thoughts about that? What are your experiences about that? We are real interested to know this. Just as much as our audience wants to know about our health insurance, we want to know about everyone else's too, because this is a crazy situation here.
It's incredibly difficult to sort of sort through all the options that are available. And the fact that we have this pre-existing condition, or that I have this pre-existing condition, makes it even more difficult to sort through. So the broker that we've looked at in Arizona is called Good Neighbor, and they seem to provide lots of great information about a variety of solutions for people that are going to be traveling internationally. They happen to support IMG Global as well as Azimuth, which are the two plans that we seem to be leaning towards. And so we're planning to get on the phone with them in the next week and sort of sort through this. But like we said earlier, we can't really make any decisions probably until the May timeframe, since we're not going to be leaving the country until roughly then.
And we really want to know is, how much is this going to cost? So even though we might not know for sure until May, what we're thinking of doing is moving ahead with the underwriting to have an idea of how much this costs now, and assuming we don't have any major health issues, knock on wood here, that we have an idea of what this costs. And maybe this will be different in 5 months, but for now, like, give some kind of moving target of what our health insurance could cost.
Yeah, and I think that we have found, it looks like the pricing could be as little as like $300 a month for both of us to have coverage that has a relatively high deductible. The challenge is, if we sign up for this plan, are we really going to have coverage? That's our biggest question mark. We can look at all the documentation that exists and sort through the numbers and make a decision based on that. The challenge is really, are we going to have coverage when we need it?
And what we're really interested is for the big stuff. If we get run over by a bus, or if we have, I don't know, some sort of like a bike accident or something like that, and we're abroad, that's what we want to know is covered. If we just have, I don't know, like the flu or something like that, and we need to go to the doctor for that, we could pay for that out of pocket around the world. We understand that it is very affordable pretty much everywhere else compared to the United States, and it's certainly not a big deal to break the bank to go to the doctor for the flu. And if we had something major, like chronic, we might come back to the United States or something like that. It's just like if we had an accident, it was what we want.
And I think if you're an international viewer, you may wonder, why in the world are these people so wound up about health insurance? And so the problem here in the United States is if you go to the hospital and you're there for a week, there's some potential that it may cost you $100,000+ to be in the hospital. And so these are sort of events that could bankrupt you if you have a little bit of money. So these are things that we have to plan for in terms of having coverage. We just don't want to have this crazy simple event. We're in a car wreck and we have no money left.
That's right. We don't have to go back to work because of that. So that's probably it for our health insurance videos for a while. Sorry to put people through that who aren't interested in that. But what we do want to know from you is something else. We have our November money video coming up next week. So that covers all of our spending, any travel that we took, and our YouTube earnings. Our videos on our monthly spending, they're just like not doing the best. Compared to other videos, they're our lowest performers. So we're asking you, if you have seen these before, what do you want to see from those videos that would keep you watching month after month? And what would you like taken away? There are a few things that we are not sharing. So just putting this out there, we are not sharing our net worth. So if you want to see like where we are in terms of how much we have total, that's one thing we're not going to share.
And I think the reason for that is we believe that our spending is really what drives our ability to make our money last. And so the spending is the really important part of the equation. How much money we have really doesn't matter.
Yeah, so we share a lot on our channel, but what we have in the bank is one of the few things that we do keep private. So hopefully you'll respect that. So we're asking for a lot of feedback from our viewers down below. We hope that some of you will have some good information to share. We're real excited about that. For anybody who's been leaving comments the past several weeks, I am so sorry. I'm really behind on those because we have been getting our house on the market. The good news is our house is on the market. We've had a whole bunch of showings, and we are really hoping to have our house. We're hoping to have it under contract within, I don't know, the next month or so. Yeah, so we have had some good interest, and we're hoping for the best. So we appreciate all of your well wishes. I will get back to all those comments as soon as I can, but this moving thing is a beast. So we'll see you next Wednesday. Adios.
Adios.